First meeting of the two was in Seattle. It was won on a Vin Baker jumper. Scottie Pippen missed the first 35, surgery on his left foot. Here's Jordan's jumper over Payton. Got it.
Baker make him not catch it on the post. They're effective, but then he just drives around you and scores.
Michael Jordan at the other end. Here's Pippen again. Jordan, what a pass to Kukoc. And foul on Baker, another three-point play. What a pass.
It was a great pass. You just look at the numbers. You have three guys now who are bona fide scorers.
Contrasting records.
Oh, yes. Where they're playing it a little too closely right now.
And Ellis is hitting 48% for three-point range.
You look at offensively what the Sonics have done already. George Karl is thrilled to death.
It's a three-point lead again with 9 seconds to go. Wingate is third foul.
Insult to injury. Dennis Rodman won a couple of those things. Either we were a bad free throw shooter.
6'6", maybe?
Yeah, you know, it's tough to tell because I think you gravitate towards his hair. Looking at what Dennis Rodman was doing at the coffee shops in Seattle instead on the court.
Goaltending.
Yeah, it was. Once it hits the backboard, you can't touch it anymore. Yeah, we have.
Jordan looks for Jason Kaplan. Now he goes over Hawkins and cans the basket.
It's a bad feeling when you're a good defensive player and you play good defense.
Jordan over Hawkins again, 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Bulls have beaten Milwaukee 10 straight since. Vern?
Hey, Craig, Doc tried the tee. He really...
See, when Michael Jordan is sick, at times he doesn't do other things. Even in that Utah game, basically what he did was scored points. And right now, that's all he's doing. He only has 1 rebound, 1 assist.
Well, he rattles that one home and picks up a quick three. Payton guards Jordan. And Payton picks up the foul as Jordan...
Oh, my. Yeah. Vern, he made that look pretty simple.
Yes, he did.
He just said, I'm going to make the guy foul me. That's what it looked like.
You feel like 23 should get it as long as he plays.
Yeah, I do. He has to get that out of his mind.
Jordan, no-look pass, Longley. A 19-4 run. Jordan. And now Hawkins switches over to Michael Jordan. And he fronts him. So we'll go back door and get the reverse layup.
And he knew exactly what was going to happen. Luke Longley flashes up, Jordan back cuts, and gets a layup.
And Payton goes to Jordan. Alley-oop.
I think they're going to stop fronting Michael Jordan. Obviously, that's something they think that they can do. It's not working.
See if Hersey Hawkins fronts Michael Jordan now. Jordan over on the left wing. Here's Rodman, backdoor cut. Hello.
They pass too well in this triangle offense for you to front Michael Jordan that far away from the basket. Michael
Jordan. Wingate had 3 fouls in about 2 minutes in the first half on him.
Now that was Jordan. That had nothing to do with an offense.
Michael Jordan with 34 points tonight. Krause and Reinsdorf might pull the trigger and make a trade before the deadline.
Well, Vern, I told you back then, I didn't believe he was going anywhere, and I still don't.
Jordan drew the foul and is back at the line.
I liked him at the beginning of the year.
I know you did. Puts it in the hands of Kerr. Now back to Michael Jordan. And Dale Ellis picks up the foul. Jordan will go back to the line.
That's 1 guy up in the air with the ball fake. 2. And then Baker doesn't leave his feet, but he loses his balance.
5 on the shot clock. Now Payton with a switch. And Jordan with the follow-up. Seen that before?
Boy. When you get the clock down to 1, you give it to Michael Jordan and say, shoot.
Michael Jordan closing in on a 40-point night. He had 44 in the 1-point win in New York. Jordan off the dribble for a 100-point night. George Karl said we need, since that 30-point burst in the first 12, as Michael Jordan hits the 40-point barrier for the 6th time this year. The Chicago Bulls win it 101-91. Let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, no question about it. The Bulls look very healthy tonight, although at the beginning of the game we talked about Michael being ill. First of all, were you affected at all by the quote flu?
No, you know, I didn't rebound. Scotty certainly reminded me I only had 1 rebound, but I told him I only had energy for 1 end of the court. So, yeah, I'm glad the other guys picked it up on the defensive end.
Scott was so amazed how many minutes you played and how great a shape you were in after not practicing with the team. When did you know you were ready?
Well, I think I've been working hard over the last 2 weeks. I started to get a little bit more strength in my legs and things, and just working on my conditioning while I was out has really helped me tremendously. So when I came in the game situation, it's sort of just been an even flow for me, just making the transition.
They scored 30 points in the first quarter. They're on the type of game George Karl wants. But your defense doesn't leave you. What was the difference?
Well, we stopped the transition. You know, they were killing us in the transition. They were getting easy baskets, and I think our defense kind of picked up on that. And it took us a whole quarter to get used to that transitional game.
You put the team away. You guys look so happy. Others smiling, having a great time. Yet we consistently hear talk about the February 19th trading deadline. What are your thoughts? This is your team. What do you tell them about the trade?
Well, this is his team, so you may ought to let him answer that question. But, you know, right now we're just going to play basketball and, you know, and wait and see what happens. We can't control what's going to happen up until that time. But, you know, right now we're just going to have fun and go out and try to win some games.
What do you tell the Jerrys, Jerry Krause and Jerry Reinsdorf, when they hear trade talk?
I can't tell them anything. It's their team. You know, I can only voice my opinion. And, you know, right now, you know, it's left up to them. You know, if they choose to trade Scotty, then they choose to trade Scotty. We have to live on. If they choose not to, you know, I think Scotty's made his point that, you know, if he has to, he's got to do what he got to do. But, you know, I wish they'd take care of him either way.
I can't imagine you guys not being together, can you?
I can't imagine it neither, but, you know, you have to realize that in reality, one day we're not going to be together. So, you know, we've enjoyed our career playing together.
Well, let's hope it continues throughout the year. Thanks for talking to us. Let's go back to